Right, today we're going to do a video on the 5 most important exercises, or the 5 must exercises that should be in your training program, especially if you're a female, okay? Right, first exercise we're going to do is the compound movement, the staple movement in your training program, the barbell back squat. Right, one of the first things to look at, if you look at the bar and the position with the bar on the back of the neck, what I see all the time is the spacing between where our hand position is. Always make sure that your hand is even on the knurling. So if you see the 2-inch gap that Josie's got with her hands here, she's got it both evenly on each side, so the bar is not unbalanced on one side or the other. Another thing, if you look at her knees, she's trying to drive her knees outside of the squat every time. So what people sort of do when they're squatting all the time is the knees can collapse inwards. And what Josie's trying to do is every time she squats, she's trying to drive her knees outwards slightly and push through the heels on the way back up. Another thing, if you watch Josie as she does this, every time she's coming to the top of the rep, she's bracing and breathing because it's sort of contracting her core and keeping it nice and tight. So all of her core is engaged just before she drives up. Breathing at the top of the rep, holding her breath again, coming down, breathing at the top of the rep, holding her breath again. So every time it's bracing her core and keeping all of this midsection nice and solid for the full squat. Because if she doesn't do this, what she's going to do is she's going to be weak at the bottom position of the squat. So every time. Right, the second exercise we're going to do is a barbell Romanian deadlift. Now it's a little bit different from your standard deadlift, but we're going to run through the exercise, a couple of teaching points. Stay nice and tight and just a little pause at the bottom. Come on. Right, so every time when you see Josie deadlift, the main key difference on a Romanian deadlift, because we want to really get the hamstrings and the glutes fully engaged, is we're not touching the floor on the bottom of each rep. We're pausing at the bottom, maintaining hamstring tension all the way through the rep, and then driving back up, okay? If you had a conventional deadlift, there would be a little bit more of a knee bend, and you could touch the floor and relax every rep before driving back up. She's focusing so much on driving through her heels, her toes are almost coming off the floor, and that's what you should be doing too. If you really want to work the glutes and the hamstrings, big heel drive every time and focusing on pushing your glutes right back, imagining you were trying to make it touch the back wall, okay? So every time when you're hip hinging, you want to imagine you're trying to get your bum and your glutes to touch the back wall of the rep, loading the hamstrings, okay, through the heels, and big drive up every time. Josie, you relax. Key exercise, which I would say everyone should have in the program, no matter what it is a lunge variation. So it could be a walking lunge, it could be a Bulgarian split squat, which is just basically an elevated lunge. We're going to do a dumbbell elevated reverse lunge. Okay, a dumbbell reverse lunge. Josie's going to demo, go through a couple of talking points. Let's go. The good thing about doing this exercise in comparison to other lunge variations is if you look at the angle of Josie's back as she's coming, her posture is always very, very straight up and down because she's reverse lunging. Now, when you see people doing walking lunges, what they can often do is fall forward. Now, if you're doing a reverse lunge like what Josie is, it allows you to keep your back completely vertical. So especially with people who have renowned lower back or upper back pain, if you're new to training and you've out of training for a while, try doing reverse lunges because it enables you to keep your torso nice and straight throughout each rep. Right, the fourth exercise we're going to do is a barbell glute bridge. Now, this is your classic girly girl exercise that you probably see variations for on Instagram, but you can still treat this as a compound movement. There's no reason that you can't go heavy on this. You don't have to do a body weight all the time. You can increase load and try and progressively overload the exercise. So we're going to demo the glute bridges, go through teaching points. Josie's going to demo. a big key important thing, especially so you don't injure your lower back, is making sure that when the glute bridge is coming up, you don't want your spine to be sort of curving inwards. So you don't want your torso and your core to go any higher than your glutes, okay? Your body should be completely parallel like that, okay? If you start finding that it's going where you're getting your core to go higher than your glutes and your upper back, so it's getting like this sort of shape, you're gonna put too much tension on your lower back and you don't wanna be slipping discs or anything like that. A good thing to do, so you don't ever go too far, is making sure you go 2 seconds on the way down before an explosive hip thrust up. So on this next one, you're gonna see me count Josie down 1, 2 before she goes 1 second with a powerful drive up, but you'll see that she never really goes more than parallel, okay? So big push through the heels is a key point. Don't go past parallel. And again, 1, 2 down, feel the reps, don't have to touch the floor with a barbell, and then coming back up, okay? Next step. Right, so this is what I was talking about here. See Josie's back here. As she comes up, this is completely straight, completely parallel. You don't want exaggerated lordosis where she's going too high in the rep, okay? Again, 1, 2 on the way down, explosive hip drive, okay? 1, 2, explosive hip drive every time, and relax. Good. Perfect. Right, the last exercise we're going to do is going to be a step up variation. So we're going to do a bodyweight step up first, and then we're going to do a dumbbell step up. Show you some teaching points. Now this is important because if you do this right, it can really work your glutes, but if you do it wrong, it's pretty much just going to be on the joints, on the knee, and not really working any of the muscles that you want to engage, okay? So step up variation, step up. So Josie's going to go with bodyweight step ups first, okay? Let's go. Nice and controlled.
I've lost count already.
Right, you're on 4. Right, key point, what you want to do, see how Josie's front foot is fully on the box. That is very, very important. When you see people do step-ups all the time, they have the heel hanging off the edge of the box. And it's a nightmare because we want Josie and we want whoever's doing this exercise to be driving through the heel every time. So you want a big heel drive to engage the glutes fully. It has to be fully on the box. Okay, relax there. Okay, give it 5 in your leg. One more, big drive. Go on, big drive, last one.
Can't do it.
This was absolutely perfect because we gave Josie a heavy enough weight where she actually had to work on that one rather than just demo the exercises. But again, another quick thing, remember when you're doing step-ups as well, you don't have to be completely vertical, okay? You can have a slight lean forward because it's more natural. If you would never walk up the stairs where you're completely straight or leaning backwards, okay? Because there's too much tension on your knee. If you lean forward slightly, you're gonna actually be able to engage your glutes and your quads, okay? With a little drive up. Okay, so play about with all 5 of these exercises. All 5 of these exercises, I would say, are the big 5 staple exercises that you should be doing on a weekly basis. Could be spread out between 2 days, could be in the same workout. But all of our training programs for lower body, and especially all of the booty guides and the glute programs, they will be included on a weekly basis at some point. These 5 exercises are the key in some way, shape or form. There are different variations of a squat. You can do a barbell back squat, you can even do an air squat, but you should be doing some of these movements in any way, shape or form, okay? So these are the 5 musts. Try them out, comment below how you're getting on. We're gonna try and keep doing these videos. Leave it there. Give the video a like and a thumbs up if you like it. Thank you very much. Now I need to train.